Hi everyone, this video is still about binomial theorem and let's do some more practice exercises. So I have here on the right side of the video or the screen the Pascal triangle, the combination formula, and finding the general term of a binomial expansion. So let's try this number one. So find the fourth term of 3x plus 5y raised to the 7th power. Okay, so we need to find the fourth term. So let's use the general term formula. So this would be 7 taken r at the time. So our r, they're asking for fourth term. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 7 because the expansion is to the 7th power. Okay, times 3x raised to 7 minus 3 times 5y raised to the 3rd power. Okay, so how is this? Using the combination formula. So this would be 7 factorial over 3 factorial times 7 minus 3 factorial. Okay, times 3x raised to the 4th power times 5 cubed y cubed. So this will be 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial over 3 times 2 times 4 factorial. And then 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th times 5 cubed y cubed. Okay, so we cancel this 4 factorial. 6 cancel, 3 times 2 is 6, so we have 35 times 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27 times 3 is 81, x to the 4th times 5 cubed is 125, y cubed. So the answer is, let's multiply 35, 81, and 125 with our calculator. So the answer is 354,375 x to the 4th y cubed. Second example, find the coefficient of the term x cubed y squared in 4x plus y to the 5th power. So we know that we need the coefficient of x cubed and y squared, the second term. So that is y squared, and our first term is 4. And it's in cube. Okay, so using the general formula, and since this is raised to the 5th power, so we're looking at the 5th row of the Pascal triangle. Okay, so that's 5 taken r. So our r from the general formula is this, the exponent of our second term of the binomial, so it means that's 2. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let's proceed simplifying. So that's 5 factorial over 2 factorial times 5 minus 2 is 3 factorial times 4 cubed is 64 x cubed times y squared. Okay, let's simplify this combination. So that's 5 times 4 times 3 factorial over 2 times 1 times 3 factorial. So I can cancel this, 4 and 2. So that's 2. Then I have 10 times 64 x cubed y squared. 10 times 64 is 640 x cubed y squared. And we're asked only to find the coefficient. So we only need 640 as our final answer. Okay, let's have a similar problem with number 2 with just finding the coefficient of x squared y to the 4th in the expansion 3x minus 4y to the 6th power. So we have this x squared y to the 4th. So 3x squared and minus 4y to the 4th. So again, from the general term, n taken r at a time. So what is Rn? That is the exponent raised to the 6th. So it means the 6th row of the Pascal triangle. So n is 6. And our r is related to this. Okay, so r is equal to 4. Okay, so let's proceed. So that's 6 factorial over 4 factorial times 6 minus 4, 2 factorial times 3 times 3 is 9 x squared times negative 4 to the 4th is positive 256 y to the 4th. Okay, let's simplify this factorial. So that's 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. I want to stop at 4 factorial because I can see I can cancel that later on with this 4 factorial in the denominator, and then 2 factorial is just 2 times 1. So cancel that. Okay, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I have 15 times 9x squared times 256 y to the 4th. Okay, let's use our calculator to combine 3 times 5 times 9 times 256. And the answer is 34,560 x squared y to the 4th. But we're only asked for the coefficient, so we only need this 34,560. Let's try this number. Expand 3 plus I raised to the 4th power. We know that I is an imaginary number, which is equal to the square root of negative 1. So since it's raised to the 4th power, so that is the 4th row of the Pascal triangle. So it means our first term has a binomial coefficient of 1. Second term has a binomial coefficient of 4. Third term is 6. Fourth term is 4. And fifth term is 1. We just want to write it this way so it's clearer and more organized. Okay, so the first term of the binomial is 3. So we know that the first term of the binomial, the exponent will be decreasing. Okay, so if it's raised to the 4th, so this is 4th, and our second term of the binomial is I, will be raised to 0, and then they will increase as we go to the 5th term. Okay, so let's just write this down. So this is 3 cubed I to the 1st, 3 squared, I squared, 3 to the first power, I cube, and then 3 to the 0 power, I to the 4th power. And then let's simplify. So 3 to the 4th is equal to 81 times 1, and I to the 0 is equal to 1. So we have 81. Next, 3 cubed is 27 times 4 is 108 I. Okay. Next, we have 9. So 9 times 6 is 54. And what is I squared? I squared is equal to negative 1. So negative 54. Fourth term, we have 3 raised to the first power is 3. I cube will be equal to I squared times I. And I squared is negative 1. So negative 1 times I. So I cube is equal to negative I. Okay, so this is negative I. So we have 12, negative 12 I. Okay, fifth term, 3 raised to the 0 power is 1. I to the 4th is equal to I squared times I squared. And I squared is negative 1 times negative 1. So I to the 4th is equal to 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 plus 1. Okay, let's simplify. So 81 plus negative 54 plus 1 is 28. And let's combine 108i plus negative 12i. So that's positive 96i. So this is the answer for the expansion of 3 plus I to the 4th power. Thank you guys.